Sorry. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the first of many episodes of our new podcast. Can we give a drum roll to this, please? Barbells, Burgers and Bitchin, a podcast ran by, what's your name?
Alex.
And me, Hannah, obviously.
Obviously.
This is the third time we have filmed this introduction video / podcast, and I'm hoping it's going to be the last. Third time's a charm, but honestly, we tried to have some prompts, some pointers, a little bit of a vague script, not to read off, just so, we weren't going to go on massive tangents and we were going to get, straight to the point. However, Alex has this wonderful skill of reverting to becoming some form of robot with one tone in his voice, and it just...
That's my bad. I'm like Ron Burgundy. Anything you put on the prompt, I will read. That's my bad. Yeah.
We've taken it back because the whole point of this podcast is to have a platform to be authentic, for it to be chilled, for it not to be scripted, for it not to be filtered, and that vibe just wasn't coming across in all videos that it needs to. The first one, it needs to. I keep calling videos like the podcast. No, sorry. So, anyway, without further ado, who the fuck are we? Go for it, Alex.
Who the fuck are we?
Come close to the mic and introduce yourself.
Right, there we go. Okay, I'm Alex. I'm an in-person and online coach. I compete in powerlifting, and I love all things nerdy. Gaming, films, TV series, all that shit. Yeah, anything nerdy. Love it. What about you?
You're going to talk about your little bench only. Actually, maybe we can go into that on a whole other video.
That's a whole,
I keep calling it a video. It's a fucking podcast. I'm sorry.
Keep the topics. That can be a whole thing about my journey. We can go into the journey.
Okay, we'll call his he's a bench only boy, and we'll elaborate.
There's
on
a reason.
why.
I'm not that's not by choice.
I was going to say a really derogatory word then.
Please
okay,
don't.
no.
Yeah, it's not by choice. We'll go into that. That's a story for another day.
Who am I? I am Hannah. I am a online coach and nutritionist. I would say I do compete in powerlifting, but I also dabble in more of the hybrid training way of life. I'm not going to call myself a hybrid athlete just because I fucking hate the term and how people have just ran with it and, basically made out high rocks to be some sort of like gospeled way of training. To anyone out there listening to this, it's fucking not. FYI, it's also not even hybrid. But that, again, conversation for another day. I'm not that person. I just like to powerlift, and I also like to dabble in running here and there. Why are we here?
Why are we here?
Why have we created this podcast?
Basically, we're just sick to the back teeth of all the bullshit out there. When you're going through TikTok or Instagram and you see some 14-year-old kid that's been training for like 6 months and they think they're an authority figure. Yeah, fuck that, you're not. And we're just here to kind of cut through all the noise, all the nonsense, all that bullshit, and we will. We are going to give you all the stuff to try and help you with your nutrition, training, all that jazz, but without,
and life as well. I think we wanted
TikTok kid.
Yeah, we wanted like a platform. We both definitely have decided that we come across better in longer form content. And obviously, with the likes of Instagram, TikTok, you get 60 seconds, like if you're lucky.
I've had baby brain generation. If you're not hooked within 5 seconds, you scroll.
And honestly, we've got more to say. We've got more value to give than what we can give you in 60 seconds.
Technically, you're talking to a celebrity here. She made that much of an impact. She was on Channel 4.
A conversation for another day.
Ruffling feathers.
We'll talk about my Channel 4 debut in a separate episode if people give a shit.
They will give a shit. We're awesome.
But ultimately, what are people to expect from this podcast? Why are we here? What are we going to talk about? What can they expect?
I think they kind of picked up on the vibe in that first however many minutes. I think the biggest message we want to kind of hit across is that it's going to be no bullshit. We're not going to sugarcoat stuff. So it's going to be everything, training, nutrition, all that jazz, but with
I think we're going to talk about life as well. It's not just going to be obviously it's very gym related. Obviously it's very food related because that is our forte. That's our realm. That's what we do for work. It's what we do for everything in our life.
It's not just all we are. We're so much more than that.
It's our entire personality.
It's pretty much it's pretty much who we are.
But no, there's obviously other elements to life that we are more than happy to have a good old chinwag about, and that's the point. But to be a little bit more relaxed, to be definitely more unfiltered, give our raw, honest opinion. And to be honest, I think coming onto a podcast like this is something we've decided or toyed with the idea of for ages, and we've been like, oh, should we? Because this would be so much fun. Because, you know, you have those conversations, whether you're in the gym or whether you're at home, like cooking dinner, or you're just chilling and you get onto a rant of a particular conversation that you're passionate about, and we think, oh, you know, we should start a podcast. I feel like everyone who said we should start a podcast at some point in their life in this current generation.
Yeah.
And I don't know about anyone else listening to this, but I've definitely thought, why no, let's not follow the trend, like everyone does that now. So, you know, what makes this different? And honestly, not a lot, other than the fact it's us. So if you're interested in what we have to say, if you're interested in perhaps hearing like a different perspective to this kind of things, like, what, that was very vague, but again, it's going to be whatever topic is going to be on. I feel like we're both pretty open-minded and we're not dogmatic in our ways. So we are willing to hear other people's sides of the story. We're willing to, you know, consider other ways of doing things, and we're not going to be super like my way or the highway. So we're not going to ram our own bias down anyone's throat. You know,
I'll make my bias known.
That's fine. Like, we can. Everyone has a bias.
It's what makes a good coach. You have to, like, I think what makes a good coach is having that melting pot of ideas. You can't be so narrow-minded with stuff, and that's
No,
like
exactly.
100% with our approaches. I believe, and the
makes
way
you
we
adaptable.
coach, it's like you take little bits of everything and then make it your own thing.
Yeah, and I feel like the industry is really lacking that right now. And I feel like that's what discourages people from getting into their health and fitness routine, because they feel like, oh, if I'm not doing this, then I should be doing that. Or this person says this, and person, like, we're going to give you context. We're going to give you the full story. We're going to be like, you know, do this if that works for you. Do this if that works for you. Don't do that, maybe. Or, but you're going to get context and you're going to get clarity. And hopefully you're going to have a big fat laugh. But who is it for? Who would you describe this podcast for?
Well, I think both of our socials, we're kind of unfiltered on there, aren't we?
A little bit, not as much as we're going to be on here.
And that's part of the reason why we want to do this, because I think there's a lot of people out there that want to have, you know, cut out the noise and actually be more direct. Do it in a funny way. The humour. I feel like we're both naturally funny with that
stuff. It's for people that just want to get to the point, like, don't...
He says as he rambles, trying to get to the point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She says that she's had to have a list of prompts in front of her because we go on tangents.
Yeah, but I think, like,
all the time.
I think it's just for people that are into their fitness or whatever training thing that is, whether that's powerlifting, more of like the bodybuilding stuff, more of the like the hybrid stuff like you're into, the nutrition stuff. Just basically anyone that's out there that wants to learn more without the whole bullshit around it of, you know, a million different voices saying it's their way or the highway, and we just want to try and cut through that and actually give you guys advice without all that white noise going on in the background.
Like, this isn't going to be somewhere where, obviously, we've already said that we're both coaches in the field, so, you know, it goes without saying, if you're wanting more one-to-one professional help with that, then of course we offer it. But that doesn't mean this is going to be somewhere where we're going to be...
plug.
Well, I don't even know if you class that as a plug, because it's like a given.
It's definitely a plug.
But, like... this isn't what it's for. Like, it's not here to be like ramming coaching down your throat. It's going to be like
this isn't that.
An educational platform, but also a little bit more casual, a bit more chill. So if you want an answer on a question, or if you want a topic to be explained in detail without a bias, without like an ulterior motive, that's what this is going to be.
We want you guys involved as well. Like, I think we said a big part of it is we are going to have like episodes that are tailored potentially around one topic or maybe one or two topics, but we also want to have even like a bit of it dedicated to, or even whole episodes where we answer you know, the questions that you guys have.
Yeah, for sure.
Because we're all about, like, you know, both of us love giving back. It's part of why we got into coaching. We like helping people. So the more that we can specifically help any issues that you guys have, you know, the more we give back, the more that kind of fills our cup, doesn't
exactly.
it? You know? So,
and guest appearances as well. Like, we have already a few people in mind that we would like to have conversations with in more detail about whether it's their specific like niche or like whatever their profession is. So, you know, this isn't just going to be all about me and Alex, or Alex and I. Sorry, I always get that grammar wrong.
It's fine.
My mum will shoot me if she listens to this.
It.
But yeah, without going on too much, I feel like, do we need to say anything else? Or is that it?
I think everyone's kind of got the idea, just from us rambling for like 10 minutes about it.
Yeah. I can't... I don't really know how to tell you what to expect, because I feel like each one is going to be different depending on the mood, but you're going to get a real...
But it's definitely going to be a blend.
Raw version of us.
But it's going to be a blend of it. Like, we're going to make sure it's balanced between, like, training, nutrition, and then if anything interesting happens in life...
We can have some, like, DMCs, some deep, meaningful conversations. I feel like that could be fun as well.
Oh, yeah?
It won't be that, like, heavy, though, don't worry. We'll crack a joke.
What is the meaning of life?
Yeah, no.
What happens when we die?
I love those type of conversations, might I add, but you know, it's not going to be morbid. Like, it's not going to be super depressing. We'll throw a joke here and there. But anyway, I feel like we've waffled enough.
Yeah. For sure.
You catch us on the next episode, I guess. Oh, that's it. Frequency. We were sort of penciling maybe weekly episodes.
Yes.
It's quite ambitious, but I also think
I think we'll enjoy doing this though. So I don't think when we say it's ambitious, I think once we get into the flow of it, because we just both like chatting shit. So like it's just chatting shit with a mic on, isn't it?
Yeah, so guys, please make sure you give us ideas of what to talk about so we can actually keep ourselves accountable to that, because you're going to get weekly episodes. You heard it here first. Keeping us accountable by putting it out there into the world. And on that note,
yeah,
we'll catch you later.
In a bit.
Bye.
Peace.